Hello everyone, I'm Cool Guy, and today we're going to be going over episode 7 of my Crucible tip series. We're going to be talking about centering, and that has some subcategories: crosshair placement, pre-aim, things to keep your streak alive. Now throughout the video, be looking out for little descriptions on the screen of the situations that we're talking about. And as always, most of my tips can be used for other first-person shooters, and a lot of these tips, they build off of each other, and that's what I like to keep going. In that last tip video, we went over how to become a better player, and I'm glad it was received really well by you guys. Things like always being next to cover, concentrating on actually placing your shots, and knowing when you do and you do not have the upper hand. Because these types of things, they are not instinctive, and I made it a point to set them up individually as drills because I know that once you start focusing on them, you will see a difference. And that leads us to your centering, your pre-aim, your crosshair placement, and by doing this, you're going to get a little bit more in tune with your aim. You're already doing it, but I can tell you, you can do it better. The objective is to close off angles and make your upcoming gunfight the easiest that it possibly can be for you. When I talk about centering, I'm talking about these two things right here. It's what you're doing when you're not aiming down sights. Now the objective is to have you move your crosshair the least possible distance to acquire your target. Use your awareness, use your map knowledge as to where you think that the enemy is going to appear. You want to already be aiming at him and do a simple point A to point B transition to your target. Now the same goes for your crosshair when you're not sprinting. I want to show you the difference between aiming down sights and centering to your target first, then aiming down sights. This is mostly for close quarter combat, but it can be applied to really any situation. Here's the best example I can give you. Now when you break this down, I hit the enemy with a body shot with my sniper, and we have this pillar between us. Notice as I back up, I'm not aiming down sights, I'm checking left, I'm checking right. Now, I could physically do this or visually do it with my eyes. If I choose to aim down sights and pre-aim, let's say the left side, anticipating him, he could actually come out on the right side. So my field of view will be zoomed in, and with a hand cannon, that would be a 1.5 times zoom to the left, and I would have to recover with him coming over to the right. Think about that for a second. Now, it's these small things that can be the difference in a gunfight. So I make a move, I center to my target first, then I aim down sights and kill him. And here's the opposite side of this. Look at these frames. I can guarantee you that he is aiming down sights right now, but he's looking to the left of that pillar, my right. And he is dead to rights for doing that. He probably didn't even see me coming. And if he did, think about the reaction time and the crosshair distance he would have to travel to acquire me. In close quarters combat, you don't really know what the enemy's going to do. I mean, think about shotgunners. Perfect example. They have that one play style, right? They have one thing on their mind. They could jump over the box. They can come out to the left. They can come out to the right. And when they come, they're coming full force at you. They want to shotgun you and they want to melee you. So don't commit to aiming down sights in one direction where you think that they're going to come from. Center to your target first and then aim down sights. And it doesn't necessarily have to be versus shotgunners either. It's kind of all the time. All of this goes with concentrating on placing your shots, and with most first-person shooters, it's all about angles, and this game is no different. When you're navigating the map, you're closing off angles and you're creating new ones for you. And what I mean by that is you kind of clear the area as you move through it. You don't commit to one sightline, and if you do, it's important that you deny another sightline. Be open with your crosshair, then acquire your target, because remember, there are 5 other players on this map, sometimes 2 others if you're doing 3v3. So when you're aiming, you're kind of clearing the area as you move through it. It's a flow. And by using cover and situational awareness, you can cut off the angles and create new ones. This can set you up to effectively move your crosshair as little as possible to acquire your target. And it's a little bit easier to show you guys on screen with little prompts of what I'm doing because it's a little bit difficult to talk about. I have to show you. And when you're doing all this, you're working on your map movement as well because you have a good idea of where the enemy is, and you should know when to challenge, when not to challenge. And every map, they have hot spots. Every map has flow to it. Every map has places where players tend to hang out, so you know where those places are. You need to find them, tackle them with different angles, and sometimes your presence is just enough. I mean, who knows? They might see me behind this car, they focus their aim on me, and they get caught sleeping by one of my teammates in the back with a sniper. So what we talked about in this short video, it's one of the most important tips that I can give you guys. It sounds simple, but it involves so much. It involves reaction time, shot placement, crosshair placement, map movement, decision making. And one more thing, I want you guys to limit your deaths from sprinting. And think about how many times you've died because you're caught in sprint. I mean, think about how many times just in your last gaming session that you got caught in sprint and died. Cut those deaths out. Completely eliminate them. You have complete power over it. Don't get caught sprinting anymore. In one of my earlier tip videos, I said to keep your crosshairs at head level, and I'm sure that you've heard that before beyond me. But it's much deeper than that. And in this video, I tried to give you a little bit of insight of what that entails. And I really thank you guys for watching my videos, and until the next one, I'm Cool Guy.